Good morning, beautiful earth angel people, beautiful humans, beautiful human people, human angels. Thank you so much for being here. I want to talk about the fear of being seen. I felt called to do YouTube my whole life. I've been through phases of it. When I was in elementary school, I had like 10 YouTube channels probably. And there was no fear of being seen back then. Like, I was so authentically and unapologetically me, and I just did not like, there was no pressure with it. There was no fear. I was just doing what I wanted to do and what I loved to do. And now I've been feeling called to do these kind of videos where I just sit and speak. Also, I'm literally still in my pajamas and my little robe, having my morning coffee. And it's the afternoon. I had a late start today. And I'm really learning to just embrace these cycles of waking up late or waking up early. I tend to like go through weeks at a time where like I'll wake up really early, be really productive and all the things, and it feels really good to wake up early. And then I'll have a few weeks or just like a week where I'm waking up really late, and like it kind of switches. And I used to be so hard on myself about that. I'm like, why can't I be consistent, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm just like, that's just what my body wants to do, and I have the freedom to do that because I'm not working like a 9-to-5 job or anything right now. So I'm like really leaning into that right now, and it's been so good. It's felt so good to just allow myself to show up exactly how my body, my physical and spiritual being want to show up. And I keep hearing a bug or a fly, sorry. Oh, okay, I see it. Anyway, if you can't already tell, I love to jump around a lot when I talk. So if that's not your style, that ain't our style. But fear of being seen. It's something that's so real, so real, so crazy. But I saw this video, kind of like this style, this type of video, pop up on my YouTube recommended yesterday. I didn't watch it, but the title was "Your fear of being seen is only proof that it's your calling." And I was like, oh, oh. YouTube always be calling me out like that. And so then I was watching on my camera roll. I remember maybe like 6 months ago, every morning I like to write. Oh, I try. Some mornings it doesn't happen, but I try every morning to write to spirit, to God, the divine source, universe, whichever you like to use. I like to write and ask, what would you have me do / no today? And then they write back to me. I find, like, for me, I think everyone has their own like method of communication that is like the most potent when talking to spirit. And for me, it's writing. Like, it just, I feel very connected. So yeah. So every morning I try and write, and about 6 months ago, one of my letters was saying, they told me to start recording like just 10 to 15 minutes a day, this kind of video, every single day. And at that time they were like, this is gonna get your throat chakra open again and create the ideas flowing, topics, get used to this, right? At the time, my living situation, I wasn't really, in my mind, I wasn't able, in my constrictive, lens, I wasn't able to do that every day because I wasn't in an environment where I could openly speak freely, and I was too scared to do it in public, like go on walks or something. I didn't have a car that I could go sit in. So as much as I could have made it happen, I was like, no. So I did it when I could, maybe like once a week or something. I went back this morning and watched that one, just the first few minutes of the first video, and it's so funny, it's so crazy, and never surprises me anymore how spirit like brings things into our lives, or will tell us things multiple times through different things by the time we forgot that we were already told that. And then they'll show us proof that like, oh yeah, look, we told you this back then. And it's just like confirmation. And for me, that was this fly is trying to get my coffee. For me, that was filming these every day, because I just came across this YouTuber in the last week that has resonated with me so much, and she makes these kind of videos and posts them every single day. And I was like, it was so inspiring. I was like, I want to start doing this, because there's so many, of course, like I said, the fear of being seen, there's so many fears of like, oh, what I'm talking about isn't worthy or isn't clear. It's like people just, all the things people are gonna think or say, or it's more so like the unknown of what people can think, like having the free will to think and judge for yourself and like not know, I think is the scariest part of that for me. It's like knowing that everyone has the free will to think whatever they want. Oh, sorry, 10%. Battery 10%. Yeah, knowing that everyone has the free will to think and judge how they will, but at the same time, I think that's such a liberating thought at the same time, because it's like, yeah, people are gonna think, people have free will, they're gonna think whatever they want, and I can only speak what's true to me, and truth is always subjective. Like, everyone has their own truth. Everyone perceives things so differently. We're all living completely different realities. Like, not only just through the lens of like our eyes and our human brains and like how differently everything actually appears to different people, but also all the different timelines existing on Earth right now at the same time. Like, there's so many aspects that go into it. And this is actually great that this came up, because I was given the greatest analogy yesterday, and I always tell people, I'm like, everything, oh, I just realized my cat's cat food is right there. But everything is deep to me, I swear. And this is a great example of that. So last night I was filling up, my roommate and I have one of those like big Brita things that just sits in the fridge, and then you just like, the thing pours out. Anyway, and every single time she would fill it up, she would only fill it halfway. And this whole time, we've lived together for 3 months now. I was like, why does she only fill it up halfway? Like, I'm like judging her, like thinking like she's lazy for just filling it up halfway. And like, you're already at the tap, why aren't you filling it all the way? And then I gotta refill it the next time. Oh, okay. This fly really likes my coffee right now. But last night, I go to fill this Brita, and it's doing the thing that normal Britas do, where like it fills up to like the top of the compartment that like before it goes to filter it, and then it's like taking forever to filter the water and go down. It had never done that to me. This whole 3 months, it had never done that, and it had always been like, I would put it under the tap, turn the tap on full speed, and I could just sit there till it was full, and I wouldn't have to stop it for it to filter through. This was the first time last night that it did that to me, and so I could only fill it like halfway or less at a time. Well, I had to like wait till it went down, and then I could refill the compartment again. And I was like, oh my God. She's been dealing with this the whole time. Here I am judging her when she was having a completely different experience. And sure, to a lot of people, like, the physical, they're gonna be like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Y'all were using the same Brita and it was doing different things for each of you. Yeah. Nothing's real in that sense. Like, okay, this is what I mean. We perceive, like, we have completely different realities. Nothing is like, everything is for our own learning experiences and what we are to be learning and to be expanding on. And like, everything is so individual. And yes, we can be living in the same physical realities with the same physical Brita, but we are having two completely different experiences because those are the experiences that we are needing to challenge certain parts of ourselves. Yes, it's a Brita. Yes, it's that deep to me, okay? But it applies to like everything, right? Like, and so I was really just like, wow, like I said, here I was judging her, thinking she's lazy or something, assuming things. When just because I see something one way and one thing was acting a certain way for me, and I'm thinking, oh, it's the same thing, it can't act another way. To her, it absolutely can, and it was, and it did. And yeah, okay, hi Kelly. You gonna sit right in front of the camera? You wanna say hello? You wanna say hello, beautiful girl? Yeah. Anyway, this felt very random and jumping all over the place, but I feel that's exactly how I talk, and that's exactly how I think I need to speak to get out messages that I'm trying, that Spirit Source is trying to share through me. And I always thought another thing with these videos is that I had to have a concise, like, topic that I was talking about and like a conclusion, like a beginning. What's the thing? What's the hamburger? Like you learn in school. But I had to have that conclusion. And the thing is, I am not the one that is to make the conclusion for you. Like, when we hear things people say, like, just like I said, they're gonna resonate with everyone so differently. Like, what I think I could be talking about right now, you could be perceiving it completely differently and like has nothing to do with what I think I'm talking about, but it's exactly what you need to be hearing, and it's there for your experience, not mine. This is here for my experience, and what you may be perceiving is there for your experience. And that's such a cool and incredible part of this human existence. And that's something I've been learning a lot too recently, is just that feeling understood isn't always the goal. It's nice to feel understood, but sometimes you're doing more when you let people interpret your words how they are meant to interpret them for their experience, even if they don't understand exactly how they relate to your experience. I hope that made sense. But I don't know what the conclusion from today is, because that is for you to conclude. That is your own thing to take. I hope you took something from this. But yeah, I am just challenging my fear of being seen, which is terrifying, but I feel so called to do this, whether it's for other people to hear or if it's just for myself and my own journey and just what I need to work through. Because by putting ourselves out there and being seen, especially when we have such a fear of being seen, and for me, I used to not at all, and then it was like really a 180. But it's more, I think, of a challenge of all the fears that come up with putting ourselves out there are what we think about ourselves, right? We're like, oh, we're getting so scared of what if they think this? What if people think this? What if this and that and this and that? Which is all our own beliefs. And so we don't really face those beliefs until we put ourselves out there. And so if that's all this is for, and it's for me needing to face those own beliefs about myself and releasing them, then so be it. So then that's it. So I'm just going with the flow, and this was fun though. I want to show you guys what I'm looking at because my backyard is so beautiful. I'll ignore the dirty window of the screen, but like, look at the sun right now in that garden. Are you kidding me? The butterflies, I've been watching the birds and the butterflies this whole time. Ugh, there's so many butterflies and cardinals and squirrels in my backyard, which is like all very significant, like spiritual animal. Look at this squirrel right now. To me, and everything is exactly how it's meant to be, and I love you all so much, and I'm so thankful for you clicking. If you watched this long, this squirrel is jumping just like you about to jump into what you about to jump into. Let me know. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye, beautiful people. Mwah.